I am Luciana Hartwin. Welcome to the Lilith Verse. If you find value here, please share, like, comment, and subscribe. The Shadow Queen's Whisper. She is the whisper behind the veil, the flicker of candlelight in an empty hall, the hush just before the storm breaks. You do not see her coming. You feel her. When the world turns away and silence closes in, she arrives, not with thunder, but with stillness, the kind that coats your skin like ash and lingers in your breath. Nephthys does not need to raise her voice. She is the voice within, the one that speaks in your dreams, in the moment between heartbeats, in the pause between the falling tear and the breath that follows it. She is the goddess of twilight, of sacred endings, of the aching beauty found in all things that pass away, the keeper of the in-between, the silent queen who walks the edge of night and does not flinch. What if your silence was sacred? What if your sorrow was holy? What if the parts of you that you buried, the stories you never told, the wounds you never named, what if they are where your true power lives? This is not a path of light. It is a path of presence, of learning to sit in the shadow, to bless the wound, to walk in the company of grief without letting it consume you. This is her temple, and you are standing at its threshold. Who is Nephthys? In the golden tapestry of Egyptian myth, it is Isis who gleams brightest. Healer, magician, beloved mother. But in the shadow stands another, Nephthys, the veiled sister, the silent one, the mourner, the watcher at the threshold between life and death. She is the daughter of sky and earth, twin to Isis, yet cast in subtler hues. If Isis is the full moon, radiant and whole, Nephthys is the waning crescent, mysterious, retreating, and powerful in her quietness. She is the wife of Seth, god of chaos. But it was not Seth who fathered her son. It was Osiris, her sister's beloved. The myths tangle here, as they often do in old stories. From the union came Anubis, jackal-headed god of embalming, guide of souls, protector of the dead. A child born not of passion, but of divine necessity, conceived in silence, birthed in shadow. Nephthys is not a goddess of destruction. She is a goddess of preparation. She anoints the dead. She weeps not for weakness, but in reverence. In the sacred rites of burial, she stands beside Isis, not in rivalry, but in sacred partnership. Together, they reassemble Osiris. Together, they remember the forgotten god. But while Isis breathes life, it is Nephthys who prepares the body for its return to the stars. She is the guardian of the Duat, the shadowed land of the dead, the one who ensures that no soul walks alone through the night. When you dream of lost loved ones, when you light candles for the ancestors, when you speak their names, Nephthys is there. She is the goddess of thresholds, of dusk and ash and veils. She is often overlooked, yet nothing passes from one world to the next without her notice. She is the priestess who stays when the others have gone, the one who washes the body, lights the lantern, speaks the final prayer. She is the one who sees you in your sorrow and says, "This too is sacred." And perhaps when the world grows too loud, it is her silence you crave. Not absence, not oblivion, but stillness. A presence so deep it teaches you how to listen. Is Nephthys calling you? Nephthys does not shout. She does not break the sky. She waits. And if you listen, You'll find her voice inside your own silence. Her call is not a lightning bolt. It is a hush, a feeling that something unseen is watching, not with judgment, but with understanding. Some hear it in the stillness after a funeral. Some hear it in the rustle of dry leaves beneath moonlight. Others, perhaps you, have heard it for years without ever putting it into words. You may be one of hers if you are the silent one, the watcher, the sibling in the shadow, the one who stands at the edge of the room and notices the way grief clings to the corners of people's mouths when they smile. You understand things others don't say. You see the fractures beneath the surface, and somehow you've always known how to sit with sorrow without trying to fix it. Nephthys walks with those who walk between life and death, between longing and otherness, between the old world and the one that's still waking. She keeps company with the outliers, the ones who don't quite fit, not because they're broken, but because they remember something older, something buried. Perhaps you are drawn to dusk more than dawn. Perhaps you linger in graveyards, not from morbid curiosity, but because they feel peaceful, truthful. Perhaps you find comfort in things that fade. The last light before nightfall, the scent of old books, the sound of a distant train disappearing into fog. Maybe you collect veils, owls, dried flowers, keys that don't open anything. Or maybe you've known loss, real loss, the kind that reshapes you, and in the hollow it left behind, you found something else waiting, a whisper, a stillness, a strange sort of strength that didn't come to save you, but to sit beside you and say, I see you, I've been here all along. That is her voice. Nephthys does not ask you to rise above. She asks you to go deeper, to trust what is buried, to honor the hidden, to serve not with applause, but with presence. She is the breath you didn't know you were holding. She is the part of you that knows how to keep vigil, how to anoint the wound, how to stand beside the fire when it has gone out, knowing that the ashes still hold the shape of what was sacred. If you feel her, it's not because she's just arrived. It's because you finally turned toward the silence inside you, and she is already there, waiting. Nephthys and Lilith, a tale of two shadows. There are two figures waiting in the dark, one with eyes like coal, one with hands like moonlight. Lilith and Nephthys, sisters not by blood, but by night. Lilith comes with wind in her hair and a blade in her smile. She is the scream you swallowed, the door you kicked open, the refusal to kneel, the exile who made a throne from desert sand. She is fire, defiance, the holy fury of a woman who will not be silenced, no matter how many times they try to rewrite her name. Nephthys comes more quietly. She is the shadow on the temple wall, the last mourner at the graveside. She is not the storm, but the stillness after, the silence that wraps around grief like gauze. She is surrender, yes, but not submission, not weakness. Her strength is the strength of presence, of ritual, of staying when it hurts and no one is watching. Lilith teaches you to say no. Nephthys teaches you to say goodbye. Lilith walks out of Eden with her head high. Nephthys lingers in the tomb with the dead, holding a lantern. Lilith dances with chaos. She unbinds. Nephthys serves the sacred order of death, prepares what must be let go, watches over what others fear to touch. Lilith is nocturnal desire, the howl beneath the full moon. Nephthys is the waning crescent, the veil, the hush that follows heartbreak. She does not rage, but neither does she retreat. Together they are the dark feminine in her full, untamed blue. The fury and the farewell, the exile and the elegy, fire and fog. They are not rivals. You can walk with both. There are days you need Lilith, when your voice shakes, but you speak anyway, when you burn the script and write your own, when the world tries to shrink you, and you rise like smoke. And there are nights when you need Nephthys, when words fail and there is only the ache, when all you can do is sit beside the loss and light a candle, when the magic lies not in speaking, but in being, quietly, reverently. Lilith teaches you how to leave the cage. Nephthys teaches you how to carry the bones. They are two truths, two mirrors, two doors. And if you are lucky, or cursed, or blessed, as all seekers are, you may find yourself walking the line between them, silent and screaming, still and flaming, not because you cannot choose, but because you are learning to hold both truths in your hands, like twin keys to a forgotten temple that only opens in the dark. If she is calling, how to connect with Nephthys. Nephthys does not arrive with thunder. She does not tear open the sky or set your bones alight with prophecy. She comes softly, like dusk, like the sound of your own breath when everything else has gone quiet. And if she is calling you, it will not be with words. It will be a heaviness you carry in your chest that no doctor can name. It will be an ache when you walk through graveyards and something in you sighs with relief. It will be the flicker of memory, someone you lost, something you buried, a silence you never dared speak into. That is her language. To answer her, you don't need to kneel. You don't need incense or incantation, though she will accept them if they come from your heart. Build her a place, a shrine of shadows, a quiet corner that speaks of stillness and memory, a bowl of dried roses, a sliver of obsidian, a photograph no one else remembers, a smear of myrrh, a candle the color of moonless night. She loves what is overlooked. She gathers the lost. When the world is loud, go walk at dusk. Do not take music. Do not take your phone. Just your sorrow. Just your listening. She will meet you in the spaces between, the pause between day and night, the breath before goodbye, the moment you realize your grief has become part of your magic. Write to her, not as a goddess on high, but as the one who stayed when the world moved on. She is the keeper of what we could not save, and the guardian of what still matters anyway. Journal your grief, name your losses, lay your heartbreak out like offerings. She receives it all, not to erase it, but to hold it sacred. Light a black candle. Speak the names of what you are ready to release. People, illusions, old versions of yourself. Let the flame be your witness. Then close your eyes and see the veil, not torn, but gently stirred, like gauze in the wind. Step through it, into the hush, into the underworld, not as punishment, but as sanctuary. There she is. She does not speak first. She waits. Because Nephthys does not ask for worship. She asks for truth, for tenderness where no one else looks, for silence made holy. And when you meet her, you will not feel fire. You will feel stillness. And for the first time in a long time, you will know that your sorrow has a home. If you found value here, please share, like, comment, and subscribe. I am Luciana Hartwin, and this is the Lilith Verse.